August 27th, 1971, LA Coliseum, Los Angeles, California. John Tolos, the Golden Greek, versus classy Freddie Blassie, the fashion plate himself, the vampire, if you will. The LA Coliseum Super Show was an early professional wrestling supercard that many view as one of the first major forerunners to the modern concept of pay-per-view events. Classes in session once again. Take out your notebooks. Write this down. That's why you're here, to learn things. Due primarily to it being the first show to be broadcast extensively via closed circuit, which most of you out there never heard of in this demographic. I'm just saying, man. Kayfabe. Pencil neck geeks. Allowing fans in other parts of the country in remote locations, such as theaters, to witness the action live. Presented by LA promoter Mike LaBelle and his booker Jules Strongbow. The Super Show was headlined by a white-hot grudge match between NWA American Champion John Tolos and former champion Classy Freddie Blassie, the longtime California heel, who had recently turned beloved babyface. Talk about biggest turns in history. Everyone was talking about John Cena with The Rock, and it's like, we see how that turned out. Garbage, right? And then, of course, the big one with Hulk Hogan, NWA from the NWO from the yellow and red, and to the black and white of the NWO. He's been very big, one of the biggest turns. Of course, I've always said, you could even argue Macho Man and Andre the Giant, but I always said Bruno Sammartino and Larry Zbyszko. Perhaps the biggest heel turn of all time. Freddie Blassie, let's throw that in here. This is history. That's why you're here, to learn things. Again, I'll say it, I'll continue to repeat it, repeat it. That's what I do. Due diligence, research, facts. Facts. Thank you, Brian Solomon. Shut Up and Wrestle, the Vanguard Podcasting Network. In an angle expertly devised by LaBelle and Strongbow, Blassie was awarded Wrestler of the Year. The very next day, after losing the America's title to Tolos, during the ceremony, a vindictive Tolos went to the ringside doctor's bag, removed what was purported to be Moncel's powder, an acidic solution used to stop bleeding cuts, and threw it in Blassie's eyes. Fans were told that Blassie had been permanently blinded and would never wrestle again. I remember the magazine cover back from the year in 1971. I grew up in the magazine era, and not of the 90s that people want to say WWE magazine. I'm talking about the magazine era of the 80s, and especially in the 70s. In 1971, I was almost 10 years old. Becoming a wrestling fan. Remember going to the cigar stores on the street corners. In rows of magazines. There wasn't one or two or five. There were 15. And I remember seeing the cover of the magazine. I'm 99% sure of Blassie's eye covered. Somebody do their research on Wrestling Insider or The Wrestler or Pro Wrestling Inside Wrestling. It's got to be out there. The Olympic Auditorium was unbelievable back in the day. I mean, it really was. And here there's an illustration of the NWA official souvenir program from a Coliseum Collectors, a copy of it. 50 cents in 1971. Like I said, the Olympic Auditorium's Survivor souvenir program. I might as well say Survivor. The August 27th, 1971 Blassie-Tolos match set an all-time attendance record for wrestling in California, one that stood for an astounding 44 years. Again, the acidic powder, Moncel's powder that was tossed by the Golden Greek into the eyes of Blassie, and the fans were told that he was permanently blinded and would never wrestle again. In true babyface fashion, he slowly but surely began to prove doctors wrong by regaining his vision. and accosting Tolos during a match, requiring security to remove him from ringside. The match was finally made. Not for the usual Olympic auditorium, but the much larger Memorial Coliseum. In the end, Tolos was turned into such a bloody mess that the match was stopped and the decision awarded to the vindicated Freddie Blassie. Wow, talk about history. These are some of my earlier memories as I adjust here on the cushions, here on Chaos Corner. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. Austin, thanks for being here. Jen, I know you're watching. So again, August 27th, 1971, LA Coliseum, Los Angeles, California, the Golden Greek and the Classy one. Tolos and Blassie, which led to the much bigger match, as I said here at the end, in the Memorial Coliseum. And these are my early memories of 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 77, 8. I remember those years like yesterday. Father Time waits for no one. This has been an incredible ride, an incredible journey, putting up match by match here. Some of the top matches that defined their eras and pro wrestling history. This is what I love. This is my motivation and my passion. Come on back. I got plenty more to come up. We're going match by match, and some of the segments I'll squeeze in 2 matches. But I want you guys to enjoy this, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I can't thank you enough for being here. Tolos and Blassie. Don't you dare miss it.